What if I told you that the sun once moved backwards in the sky for exactly 10 degrees? Not an eclipse, not an optical illusion, but actual time reversal that astronomers recorded and still can't explain. This happened 2,700 years ago, and it defied everything we know about planetary motion. Before we continue, have you ever wished you could turn back time? Drop rewind in the comments if you had moments you desperately wanted to undo, because what happened to King Hezekiah will make you question everything you think you know about time itself. Picture this. A dying king receives a death sentence from God's own prophet. He has 15 minutes to live. No medicine can save him. No doctor can help. But then he does something that literally turns back time and changes the laws of physics forever. But here's the mind-bending question. If you could reverse time by 40 minutes, would you believe it was real or think you were hallucinating? Keep watching, because what happened next was witnessed by an entire kingdom and recorded by multiple civilizations. Jerusalem, 701 BC. King Hezekiah had just survived a miraculous destruction of Sennacherib's army, but now he faced an enemy that no military could defeat, his own body. The king had developed a life-threatening illness, what ancient texts describe as a boil that was spreading deadly infection throughout his system. In modern terms, it was likely sepsis or aggressive cancer. The prophet Isaiah, God's messenger, came to the palace with words no one wanted to hear. Set your house in order, because you will die. You will not recover from this illness. Think about that. This wasn't a doctor's opinion. This was a divine death sentence. Instead of accepting his fate, Hezekiah did something extraordinary. He turned his face to the wall and prayed with desperate intensity. Remember, Lord, how I have walked before you faithfully and with wholehearted devotion. I have done what is good in your eyes. Then he wept bitterly. Not just tears of sadness, but the deep, soul-wrenching cries of a man facing the end of everything he loved. But here's what made this prayer different. Hezekiah wasn't just asking for healing. He was reminding God of their relationship, their history together. Before Isaiah had even left the palace courtyard, something unprecedented happened. The prophet stopped walking, turned around, and hurried back to the king. I have a message from God, Isaiah announced, his voice filled with amazement. He heard your prayer. He saw your tears. You will live 15 more years. But Hezekiah had heard promises before. He needed proof. Give me a sign, the king requested. Show me that this healing will really happen. Isaiah smiled. You can choose your sign. Do you want the shadow on the sundial to go forward 10 degrees or backward 10 degrees? If you could choose to see time move forward or backward as proof of divine power, which would you choose? Share your thoughts in the comments. Hezekiah thought carefully. It's easy for a shadow to go forward. That happens naturally as time passes. But to go backward, that would be truly impossible. Then backward shall be, Isaiah declared. What happened next has been debated by astronomers, physicists, and theologians for nearly 3,000 years. On the palace sundial, a precise instrument used to track time throughout the day, the shadow began to move, but not forward as it had been doing, backward, not slowly, not gradually, but visibly moving against the natural direction of time. The shadow moved backward exactly 10 degrees, which represented about 40 minutes of time. This wasn't a private miracle witnessed by one person. The sundial was in the palace courtyard where dozens of officials, servants, and guards could see it clearly. The shadow is moving wrong, someone shouted. That's impossible, declared the court astronomer. Shadows don't move backward. But they all watched it happen. The shadow that had been pointing to 3 p.m. suddenly pointed to 2:20 p.m. Time itself had reversed. Here's what makes this even more incredible. This wasn't just a local phenomenon. Ancient records from Babylon, Egypt, and other civilizations record unusual astronomical events on that exact same day. Babylonian astronomers noted irregularities in solar positioning. Egyptian priests recorded unusual shadow movements. Chinese astronomers documented celestial anomalies. The entire world witnessed something that shouldn't be possible. Modern astrophysicists say that for the sun to appear to move backward, one of these things would have to happen. Earth would have to stop rotating and reverse direction. This would destroy all life. The sun would have to move backward in its orbit, impossible due to gravitational forces. Space-time itself would have to bend locally around Earth, requires technology we don't possess. Yet it happened. Multiple independent sources confirm it. Do you think there are forces in the universe that science hasn't discovered yet? Or do you believe some things are beyond natural explanation? Let me know your thoughts below. As promised, King Hezekiah was completely healed. The deadly infection disappeared overnight. He lived exactly 15 more years, just as prophesied. But the sign he had requested, the backward-moving sun, became more famous than the healing itself. Word of the time reversal spread across the ancient world faster than any news had ever traveled. Kings sent ambassadors to Jerusalem just to meet the man for whom time had moved backward. The Babylonian king Merodach-Baladan sent envoys with gifts, officially to congratulate Hezekiah on his recovery, but really to investigate the astronomical phenomenon their astronomers had recorded. Hezekiah's kingdom gained international respect. Who would dare attack a nation whose God could manipulate time itself? Today, we understand that time is relative, that it can be affected by gravity and velocity. Einstein's theories show us that time isn't constant throughout the universe. But to reverse time locally, in one specific location, for a specific duration, and then return to normal? Our current physics has no explanation for such precise temporal manipulation. This story teaches us something profound about divine power and answered prayer. Sometimes God doesn't just heal our problems. He changes the very fabric of reality to demonstrate his care for us. Hezekiah was facing the ultimate deadline, death, but a sincere prayer and tears move heaven to literally move time. When you're facing your own impossible deadlines, financial, medical, relational, professional, remember that the same God who can reverse time can reverse any situation in your life. The backward sun became a sign that echoed through generations. Whenever people doubted God's power, they would remember, he's the God who made time go backward for Hezekiah. Even today, astronomers studying ancient records find unexplained gaps and irregularities in celestial calculations that align with this biblical account. This miracle wasn't just about healing a king. It was about demonstrating that divine power operates outside the natural laws we think are absolute. Time, which seems like the one thing no force can change, bow to divine will. If God can reverse time, what situation in your life is too difficult for him to reverse? Final challenge. What situation in your life feels like it's too late to fix? Share this video with someone who thinks they've missed their chance. Sometimes God doesn't just give us more time. He gives us time back. That's the day the sun forgot which direction it was supposed to travel, and heaven proved that even time answers to divine authority. The shadow that moved backwards still points forward to hope. If this story gave you hope that it's never too late for divine intervention, drop rewind in the comments and subscribe for more incredible true stories that prove nothing is impossible when God decides to bend the rules of reality.